Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to this, your November 15th through November 30th, 2023 reading and predictions. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking and hopefully joining and subscribing. And for those of you returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my little channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Oh, all right. So let's get started. If I'm not mistaken, last month, let me just check my notes here. But if I'm not mistaken, Sagittarius, last month you were encouraged to take some time for yourselves and reflect and get a really clear picture on what it was that you wanted to manifest. And then by this time of the month, the middle of the month, you were encouraged to get out there and begin to put your manifestations into action. So let's get started with some cards and let's see what's going on for you for the latter half of November. For those of you who are new here, my name is Marnie, also known as Intuitive Butterfly, and I do not edit my videos. So what you see is what you get. Me clearing my throat, me flipping cards out and having to go and pick them up off the floor. It always makes it fun. And there's one card out. Let's see what else is coming up for Sagittarius. Through the end of the deck here. See if anything else wants to come out. Oh, there was one more. Okay, so we've got the Five of Swords that has come out, but the first couple of cards that came out were Two of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and then the Five of Swords. So the Two of Swords is essentially, let's see if we can get this to focus. Got that lighting going funny here. Anyway, okay. So the Two of Swords, like I said, I don't edit my videos. Two of Swords is about needing to make a decision, but it's about making a decision from a very mental headspace and not bringing the heart into it very much. It is on this card, the image on the card, and I'm not sure if I can get it to really come into focus here without my light shining on it, but you'll notice that the character here is holding two swords and the character is blindfolded. And what this indicates for us is that there is a decision that you need to make at this time, Sagittarius, but you need to make that decision based on blind faith. So in the tarot, any of you who have worked with the tarot or watch any tarot videos will know that each of the suits in the tarot corresponds to various aspects. You know, the cups are about emotions. The swords are about the mental realm, things that come from the mind. And what this is saying to me, Sagittarius, is that right now, here as we sit in the middle of November, as I'm recording this, going into the latter half of November, you will have a decision that needs to be made. You're going to have to make that decision based on blind faith, but you're being asked to make that decision from a very, very mindful place, not necessarily coming from the heart, which leads us into the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is the card that indicates that you have been working extremely hard towards something, and the fruits of your labors are beginning to appear to you as well as to others. You are being recognized for what it is that you have been done. But this card also has the meaning of, as much as you are now reaping some of the benefits of the work that you've been putting in, now is not the time to begin to rest on your laurels. Instead, it is a time for you to continue to be vigilant, work forward, make an important decision so that you can continue to reap these benefits. Now, you do also have the Five of Swords here, and I do believe that this Five of Swords coming in here directly relates to this Two of Swords, in that the decision you need to make what's coming in for me very strongly intuitively, is that the decision that you need to make, Sagittarius, pertains to a partnership. This may be a romantic partnership, but I'm thinking that for the vast majority of you, this is not about a romantic partnership. This is about a partnership that directly pertains to work, career, job, money. There is something coming in for me really strong, especially with this Pentacle card coming up in between these two Swords cards. And the reason that you're being asked to make this decision rather rapidly is because this Five of Swords indicates that someone in your midst perhaps is not being as honest and straightforward. Their motives are not as authentic as what you would expect or what you would want, Sagittarius. And so it is of the utmost importance that you make this decision in the very near future. Let's move over to what you will be focusing on for the remainder of the month, where you're actually putting your energies. Okay. Oh, we have the Dreamer out. The other card that flipped out, I can't see it yet. It came out upside down. Or face down rather. Yeah, so you've got the Dreamer out, and now the Dreamer corresponds to the Fool. It is the 0 card in the tarot. And so it is the first card. It is a card of new beginnings. This is the Dreamer card here. Okay. And you'll notice here, this is from the Fairy Tarot. Here is this fairy, and there is a journey ahead of this fairy leading to all of their dreams coming true. Now, these cards were pulled with the intention of looking at what you were focusing on for the remainder of November, given that right now, here as I'm recording this in the middle of November, you have an important decision to be made, because it seems as though there's just, you're not feeling particularly motivated, or someone in your midst, there may be a little bit of a betrayal going on. Either way, once you make the decision with regards to this partnership, I want to say it's partnership. Once you make the decision, you're going to have the opportunity to be able to move into this Dreamer mode or into this Fool mode, which is all about new beginnings, starting something new. Now, you also have the King of Winter here, also known as the King of Swords. This is the King of Advice. This is the King of advice that you need to hear, not necessarily advice that you want to hear. Because as I mentioned already, with these Swords cards coming in, they are coming very much from the mental realm, not from the heart realm, which means that any advice that you receive at this time about this new journey that you're wanting to embark upon, any advice that you receive is likely to come in a way that's very unemotional, very detached, in a way that's really, really not, it's not going to be delivered with an emotional bedside manner, shall we say. Okay. Now, moving from there, we have the Three of Summer, also known as the Three of Cups. And right next to that, you have the Six of Summer. So you have the 3 and the 6. Maybe we're going to have a 9 come in later. 3, 6, 9, really important numbers if you're into manifestation. But the Three of Summer is known as the celebration card. It is always depicted. I mean, I have never seen a tarot deck, whether it's the Fairy Tarot, the Witch's Tarot, the traditional tarot, Osho Zen Tarot as well. All of these tarot cards always depict the Three of Summer, Three of Cups, with 3 female figures dancing. Why? First of all, they're dancing out of celebration, but it is also the reminder of the cycles that we go through in life, where we enter into a new project, being very green, being fools. And we, just like women, were born as maidens and very naive. And then we move into our goddess phase. And that is where we're kind of, childbearing age and middle age. We still have a lot to learn at that point, but we do still have some knowledge. And then we move into the crone phase of our lives. So this card is a reminder of the phases, the ages, stages, and phases that we move through. And it's a reminder that although you may be experiencing at this time, Sagittarius, a little bit of confusion because of this decision that you need to make and because of this lack of motivation or this possible deception that's going on, the reality is that you're just going through an age and a stage and a phase. And as you step into this dreamer mode, it's going to really, really improve things. But you do have to make the decision first. And finally, you have the Six of Summer here, also known as the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups is the card of nostalgia. It's the card of remembering things. This card is a double-edged sword, even though it's not from the suit of swords. This card is a double-edged sword in that it reminds us of the past, and sometimes we feel nostalgic, and other times on the negative side, it can remind us of the past. And in so doing, we allow our past memories to influence the future, even though that may not be the case. Okay, so on the negative side of things, for example, if you were ever in a relationship and your partner cheated on you, you may carry forward that memory into a new relationship and be suspicious of your new partner. That is the negative side of this card. The positive side of this card is remembering going to an older relative's house and eating cookies at the kitchen table and being spoiled. And, that's the positive side of this card. Okay. So Sagittarius, you have a decision to make, and then you have an opportunity to move into a new opportunity. There's going to be some advice coming in for you to cause for some celebration while also keeping in mind stages and phases. And you're also going to be bringing up some nostalgia from the past. Let's have a look at challenges or difficult influences that may be coming in for you. Whoops, and I'm going to have to pull that one off the floor. Sorry. Let's see. Is there anything else coming up for challenges, difficult influences for Sagittarius? Oh, okay. Okay. So we do have 4 cards that have come out. Let me just grab this card off the floor for you. All right. So in the order in which they came out, the first card that came out is the card of change. Okay. Now, this card is about, in some decks, it's also referred to as a balance card, and it does have the yin and the yang, and I'm not sure if it will actually come into focus here for you, but it does have the yin and the yang in the middle here, reflecting that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. For every decision, there is a right answer and there is a potentially wrong answer. It is about the light and the dark, the sun and the moon. It is about bringing balance into our lives. And in order for us to have balance in our lives, there has to be change. What this card is telling me, Sagittarius, is that in order for you to move from this point at which you have this decision to make, you're going to have to accept that changes are going to happen. There's no two ways about it. You have the outsider card here. Now, incidentally, this happens to be the 5 of rainbows, also known as the 5 of pentacles. This is a card of feeling like you don't belong. Oh, it's starting to rain, and being in an RV, my microphone will probably pick up the rain coming down on the roof. It's not a very thick roof in here. So I apologize if the audio goes a little wonky here. Okay, so the 5 of rainbows, 5 of pentacles is a card of sometimes feeling like you're on the outside, like you don't fit in, like you're the square peg trying to fit into the round hole. That's okay, but it is one of your challenges as you move through the remainder of November. Just keep in mind that being an individual, walking your own path, Sagittarius, is part of what makes you so special and what makes you unique. And as much as it may make you feel like an outsider, you're really not. You're just unique, and that's perfect. The other cards that you have, oh, wow. Unbelievable. Where did it go? I thought, okay, this card here. You have this card here, the change card, and it has a 10 on it. You also have the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Rainbows. This card has a similar meaning on it. It is about the world. It is about you can have your cake and eat it too. You just haven't accepted it yet because this came up in your challenges. So this is part of what you will be integrating over the coming few weeks, Sagittarius, is that when you accept, because this is 2 10s here as well, which I want to point out is 1010. If you are into numerology at all, 1010, and you have the 0 card here. Yeah, there's a lot of numerology. You also have the 3 and the 6 here, as I already mentioned. Maybe we'll get a 9 shortly. So there is a lot of numerology coming up in your reading here, Sagittarius. I dabble in numerology, but you might want to dig a little deeper into that this month. Okay, so you have 10 10. When you accept that, okay, there's been a saying for many, many years, the only constant in life is death and taxes. Actually, there's one more. And this one is far more important, and that is change. And when we accept change into our lives, that it is a constant and it is a regular and it is always going to happen, that is when the world opens up for you. That is when the world is your oyster and you can have and manifest almost anything that you want. But you have to be receptive to that. This is the final card in your challenges, receptivity. It's in your difficult influences and your challenges, which means that you're not really open to change at this time. When you open your heart, your mind to change, Sagittarius, and you accept that change is inevitable, it's unavoidable. When you accept that and are receptive to that, this is going to be your future. This dreamer, this fool card moving into that. Messages you need to hear at this time. Messages the universe wants Sagittarius to hear at this time. Is there a message for Sagittarius, please? Okay, we're going to go through this one more time. Ooh, that rain is really coming down now. Okay. Choose love over fear. Okay. This is your card. Choose love over fear. Really important card for you. Yeah, it's completely washed out. Choose love over fear. There we go. It's trying to focus. Really important card for you at this time. So many of us are living in fear. Fear of what? Fear of change. And given that this is in your difficult influences, Sagittarius, you're no different. You are fearing change. You're fearing the future. The more you fear the future, the slower it's going to come towards you. Now, ultimately, it is still going to come towards you because change is inevitable. We can't avoid it. It's coming. All right. Where are we going for your unexpected? What is unexpected for Sagittarius? Please. Okay, we've got two cards that have come out for your unexpected. In the order in which they came out, we have the Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. And what else do we have? Oh, we have the Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Okay, that's exactly what your whole reading has been about. Make a decision. Once you make that decision, you have the opportunity to move into a number of changes. You have to be receptive to the changes. When you're receptive to the changes, this Dreamer and this Fool card comes in a really strong way and allows you the opportunity to move into the next phase of your experience, Sagittarius. Now, I do want to say, from the beginning of this reading, I picked up that this was about a partnership, about you forming a partnership in some ways. And one of the sayings that came up for me, one of the things that came in is many hands make short work. When we put more eyes on something, then we're able to come to a more clear decision about things. You know, it is about working collectively in order to be able to find the answers that you're looking for, Sagittarius. And I believe, yes, you did. You had a card that came out right near the beginning, this King of Swords, that seeking advice from others, even if that advice comes in a way that doesn't really have that soft, cushy bedside manner that you may want, getting advice from others is going to help you move into this next phase. And the advice that you're getting may be as to who to trust and who not to trust. But either way, there's a decision. There's a decision that you're going to have to make. I do want to say it's about a partnership. Now, honor your inner knowing. Okay, this is a card of moving into trusting and honoring your intuition more. I also want to point out, this card is the Medicine Mother. When this card comes up, I always say to people, disclaimer first. I am not a doctor, a lawyer, or a certified financial advisor. Therefore, do I really need to go there and say it? This is not formal medical advice. What I am saying is that when the Medicine Mother card shows up in a reading, Sagittarius, it is always an indication that we need to be paying really close attention to our health at this time, making sure that we are staying hydrated with good, high quality water and not drinking crap. This card is about taking care of ourselves, eating highly nutritional foods, avoiding the fast food joints, all of those things. This comes in because in order for you to be able to honor your inner knowing, as indicated by this card, your physical body needs to be in optimal shape, Sagittarius. So, yeah. All right. And also in unexpected, you have the Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Do we have any cards in here indicating that you're meant to be transforming and changing? Oh yeah, we have the change card here. We have the Three of Summer here, indicating that you're moving into a new phase. We have the Dreamer here, indicating that you're moving into a new phase. So this card is indicating that you are on the cusp of stepping into another huge potential for you, that you are expanding your knowledge, which is beautiful anytime it happens, but you are stepping up and stepping into a new role at this time with likely the help of a new partnership. Where are we going for your final general overall outcome? Okay. I haven't used these cards for an outcome for ages. Final general overall outcome. Hello, Sagittarius. So the lovely rain did cut my Wi-Fi off. So I've been sitting here patiently waiting for it to come back in. We do have one card out of this deck for your final general overall outcome. It jumped out just as the Wi-Fi cut out. I'm hoping this video isn't too glitchy for you. I do apologize. The card that we have is the Rose, and it is the card of love. This card is indicating a couple of things. New partnership. Yeah, maybe on the romantic front, maybe. I'm sensing more on it. Oh my, Wi-Fi issues. Okay. I do record my videos live over Zoom, and so I have to have Wi-Fi while I'm recording, and unfortunately, yeah, we're just going to experience technical difficulties today. Okay. Final general overall outcome card is the Rose, is love. As I mentioned at the beginning, I do sense that there's a new partnership coming on, not necessarily a romantic partnership, but as with any partnership, including business partnerships, there is always an aspect of love. You have to love what you are doing and the people that you are working with. So either way, new beginnings here for you, Sagittarius, by the end of November. I am going to pull one more card. I feel very strongly that there is one more card in here for you. I will have to check the recording. I'm hoping I didn't lose all this recording through all this. Okay. I knew there was one more card in here, and I suspected it was going to be this one. The Lightning card, the Breakthrough card, is your final card in your reading. This card is telling me that as you began this portion of the reading, mid to late November, you have a decision to make. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, you need to make this decision, and it's of the utmost importance you make this decision fairly quickly. This is going to allow you to move into this dreamer mode, into a new phase. You are going to have the opportunity to really transform your life at this time, but you have to accept change. And when you do, you're going to have this huge breakthrough. Huge. So on that happy note, Sagittarius, I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this all the way to the end, despite the little glitches. And yeah. So if this resonated for you, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to my channel. And we'll see you again at the beginning of December.